welcome to a new episode of Direct to DVDecember.
That was horrible and I hated it.
It was, but you did it.
I did.
You chose to do that.
I'm the one who did it.
This is the segment of the Ultimate Chronicle where we set aside a portion of the year to watch the movies less fortunate who didn't quite make it into theaters.
They tried really hard, but it just didn't go for it.
And this month's theme is DC animated movies.
Yes,
Last week we watched The Flashpoint Paradox,
which
and
I loved.
we both really enjoyed it. And
it was
this week...
It was such a good way to kick off Direct to DVDecember.
It was.
My expectations were high, I was ready for it, and then we hit with this movie, and I was like...
And we watched Batman Assault on Arkham, which is what a Suicide Squad movie should be.
It was what a Suicide Squad movie was supposed to be.
So that's it? What, we some kind of Suicide Squad?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
If you haven't seen last week's episode, we give you a quick summary of the plot and just tell you kind of the parts we liked, the stuff we didn't like, the stuff we thought was stupid, and yeah.
You get our opinions on it, and then you get to go watch it for yourself, and obviously comment down below what you guys thought of it, because I'm interested to see if anybody shares my sentiments about stuff.
So, Batman Assault on Arkham. This movie starts out with Batman capturing the Riddler, interfering with Amanda Waller's plan.
I called her Amanda Walrus.
So, she invokes Priority Ultraviolet, which is basically bringing the Suicide Squad. She brings in the criminals Black Spider, Captain Boomerang, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, KG Beast, Killer Frost, and King Shark. You could tell that this movie just really ham-fisted their intros to match the movie.
Did this come out after?
Because it was like this dubstep thing. It came out around the same time.
Okay.
Because it was like this dubstep, like smashing their facts on the screen like they do in the movie, and it just felt forced.
It did feel weird. It felt out of place, and I remember being very confused. Like, are these the opening credits? Like, is this a series? Like, that's what I thought initially, and I think I asked you that. If I asked if it was a series, because that's, to me, how the intros felt, was like, oh, this is going to be the opening titles.
We're catching up with the characters that we know.
Yeah.
After that, when they all wake up in, like, the Argus vault, and you have all of the characters start to play against each other, I thought it started to work.
And then the awkward tension between King Shark and
Killer Frost was established, which was weird. Amanda Waller walks in, she's like, you got bombs in your neck, you do what I say or I blow your heads off. And KG Beast is like, I don't believe you.
And then she was like,
she blows his head off.
And then she blows his head off.
You gotta have one to establish to the audience that, yes, there are bombs in their head.
And yes, we are willing to kill them.
Yep. They are basically being sent into Arkham Asylum to get the Riddler's staff.
It's their actual identities, and it's in the little ball that's on the end of the question
And it's
mark.
connecting the Suicide Squad to the American government.
Yeah, so I think the biggest point is they're going into Arkham Asylum, and nobody but Amanda Waller knows what's going on.
Yeah, and so first they go to Penguin, and we get a funny moment where Harley had screwed over the Penguin.
Like hard.
Before, and Deadshot's like, look, I'll kill her for you, but listen, I need her for this job, so...
Can we just, like, agree to disagree? I'll kill her later,
and
it'll be fine.
And so they all stay at the Iceberg Lounge overnight. Harley and Deadshot immediately bang.
Immediately.
Like
she comes on to him, like that was another thing.
There's so much nudity. There's so much excuse for nudity in this movie.
Like at the drop of a hat, they're in peril, right? Tense situation, tensions are high, and they're like, you know what? Just whip out a titty.
And I did like, though, that Deadshot was just like,
meh.
Yeah, whatever, let's do it.
That's alright.
Oh, what the hell?
Deadshot brings up an offhanded line of being like, aren't you and the Joker together? And she's like, no, I'm over him. And
which we all know, Harley's never over the Joker.
And so,
because
then they go on their mission. And they all break into Arkham Asylum in different ways. I thought this was a really cool scene of them all trying to, like like it's the dominoes and they're all like stuck because the first one hasn't tipped over.
Yeah, and so they can't get in because they have to wait for that to go, and then once the system overrides, and then it's like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, Harley encounters the Joker and shoots into a bunch of bullets into his cell. So Batman at the same time is trying to figure out where Joker's hid a dirty bomb. Black Spider puts all of the silverware into a microwave, including, like, looking at the last spoon and being like, yeah, we'll put that in there, too.
It's just so much overkill. He puts, like, an entire drawer's worth in there, and then he's like, one more spoon.
One more spoon is good.
One more spoon.
And then they bring King Shark in, and King Shark has all of their equipment, and this is another boob scene. Turns out that Killer Frost was tasked to kill the Riddler. Mm-hmm. All of the Suicide Squad fights Batman, Black Tarantula gets in a 1v1 with Batman, and then the whole warehouse explodes, and then Black Tarantula comes out, and he's like, I beat Batman, and here's the belt to prove it. And
I called bull
immediately, you know, yeah, that's Batman. It's Batman. And they try to play it off as a twist later, it's Batman.
And everyone knows it's Batman.
It's so Batman.
I love Black Tarantula, but
it's Batman.
It's Batman.
Killer Frost finds the Riddler, and Riddler's like, hey, why do you think Amanda Waller wants to kill me and won't just blow up the bomb in my head? It's because I figured out how to defuse them. And so the whole Suicide Squad runs to the like medical area, and Riddler starts defusing all their bombs through electroshock therapy.
Which Harley is getting off on the whole
Meanwhile, Joker has broken out of his cell, finds Batman walking around in a daze, and goes to kill him.
And is like...
And then Amanda Waller, at the same moment, triggers all the bombs in their heads, but they're all defused except for Black Tarantula's, and his head explodes, and Joker's like, wait, what? So they all realize Black Tarantula is a double agent, and King Shark gets his head exploded.
Which is kind of sad, because I really liked the romance between him and Killer Frost.
It was an unlikely pairing, but
it worked.
They eventually made it work. Basically, everything goes to hell in Arkham Asylum. Joker reveals that the dirty bomb was in Harley's mallet the whole time, and
which she's like, I knew that puddin'. And
Killer Frost gets killed? Maybe? By Bane?
We're not sure.
Nobody actually knows because they don't take the time to focus on it at all.
Yeah, no, they don't.
It was a little bit weird. And then Deadshot steals a helicopter. He fights Joker. And Harley, and Batman's there as well, and they crash into a building.
And it does that classic, is it gonna fall?
Yeah, and so Batman is fighting Harley Quinn so that he can defuse the bomb. Mm-hmm.
Deadshot ties Joker to...
Joker is fighting Deadshot because he's like, hey, I don't care about Harley either, but, I mean, she's mine, and you're not allowed to have sex with her, so...
Oh, yeah, because I forgot that was a whole thing where he... is like, you're the other guy, you're not allowed to be the other guy.
Yeah, and so Joker and Deadshot kind of fight to the death, and Deadshot wins. He pins Joker to the helicopter
and sends it down,
pushes it off the building, and Batman's defusing the bomb. The helicopter passes behind him, and he's like, what?
He's like, hello?
The movie kind of wraps up. You have the moment where Batman's talking to Waller, and he's like, everything that happened was basically your plan the whole time. And she's like, yeah, what are you going to do about it? It was my plan. And he was like, they didn't find the Joker's body in the wreckage. And I rolled my eyes incredibly hard.
I'm sorry. Like, I love the Joker, but he's not invincible. He's not invincible. He doesn't have superpowers. He can't just live through a fiery explosion after being strapped to a falling helicopter.
Mother...
Bang.
And that's how the movie ends. And I thought that was fun ending.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. It didn't show Waller get killed because I doubt she actually died.
Yeah. But it showed that she also didn't have the power.
It showed that she no longer has control over characters like Deadshot. Mm-hmm. Overall, it was a really, really solid movie.
I enjoyed it.
I
yeah.
would give it like a 3.5 to 4 out of 5, somewhere in there.
I think I'd give it a 4 because I like it a lot better than the Will Smith Suicide Squad because it doesn't make you empathize.
Doesn't make
for
you
them.
root for the bad guys.
Yeah,
They're bad guys.
And at the end, you're like, they're still bad guys.
They're all villains.
Yeah.
Like these are villainous characters.
And I like that they kept them as villains. Like, throughout the movie, Deadshot does a lot of horrible things still. And he's really awful. But
and, like, the final battle isn't to save the world from the Joker. It's, Joker's trying to kill me. Whatever, I'm gonna kill this clown.
I like that they didn't try to make them heroes.
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, you're doing this because you're expendable and because no one's gonna care.
And they also didn't try to make them too much of, like, a family, either. There was, like, connections made between the characters. But they still were like,
But then they immediately severed those connections.
We're in it for ourselves because we're all bad guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think overall it was a solid movie, a solid second part in our DVDecember. And next week we have Batman Ninja.
Save me.
So you're not going to want to miss that one because let me tell you.
Oh, you're going to want to miss it.
You can't know how bad that movie is.
You can't unsee it.
It's
so make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications because next week is going to be a kicker.
It's going to get spicy.